I just want to say to you, great work on bringing awareness to dysgraphia. That's exactly what you've done for me. I did not.
Welcome to the second annual Dysgraphia Awareness Day, October 3rd, 2023. Now, here's your host, DeDurr.
Hello and welcome back to our second segment of Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2023, the second annual one. And so glad that you're here, whether you're joining with us live or you're watching the replay. We just heard last hour from Dr. Jennifer King from Dysgraphia.life. She gave us some great information and we were so glad to hear from her. Now, before we move on to our guest for this hour, I want to remind you that we do have right here the Dysgraphia Awareness Color Outside the Lines sweatshirt that you can win, whether you're watching live or on the replay, just by sharing this video or any of the Dysgraphia Awareness Day videos from today. And also, now we're going to do another giveaway. This is one of my favorite things. It's the More Than Messy Handwriting Dysgraphia bag. Great to carry things in, great for awareness, and really actually great for a gift for someone in your life, like a therapist or a teacher who's been really helpful or supportive, or maybe even someone you'd just like to share the awareness with. So you can get a bag by tagging. That's right, by tagging someone in the comments, maybe a person who is a family member that you'd like them to know more about dysgraphia, or someone who is a therapist or a teacher or an educational board, or just anyone that you think would benefit from hearing more about dysgraphia and dysgraphia awareness. Please tag. I'm going to look at all those tags and we're going to pick out some winners for those from that group, not just from today, but also from the replays over the next couple of weeks. So, all right, before we get to our next guest, I want to share with you another video. My son, who has dysgraphia, he and I have loved watching the Great British Bake Off. And there was one person who was on there that I reached out to and wanting to share and ask for encouragement about dysgraphia and dysgraphia awareness. And Carol from the Great British Bake Off sent this video back. And I hope that you will enjoy this and that you will hear her heart and her desire to connect and have understanding. So listen to the sweet message from Carol.
Hi, Deirdre. Thank you for your message. It's Compost Carol here from the Great British Bake Off. Hello. Yeah, I had to Google this. I've heard of dysgraphia, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a form of dyslexia. But yeah, I Googled it, and yeah, it's, for the kids it's quite hard. Although I've got not the condition, but I went through similar things in Bake Off. Before we started filming, we'd get all the briefs for the next 9 episodes, and you only had 3 days to do an episode, and that's redevelopment of the recipe. You couldn't copy nothing off of Google. You had to write it all down and submit it, and that's down to the last teaspoon, what you were using, your ingredients, pictures, and if you went wrong, it was tough. You had to move on to the next one because there was deadlines every time. So it really got me down. You know, I ended up like breaking down because I didn't think I could do this. I was really, I'm going to give up. This is too hard for me. But I remembered why I was in it, to do it, to accomplish, to do something, to achieve something. Anyway, so that like you wake up, a new day, next day, and somehow I got through it. So here I am. I know there's a lot of kids out there and doing this and trying hard, and it's not their fault. But I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. So, and good luck, and thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Carol, for your message and your heart of compassion and your desire to connect and your willingness to understand something that's still kind of, even for all of us who've been in the world in dysgraphia and trying to figure it out for years, it's still difficult. So thank you. Thank you so much for that message. All right. Now, I'm excited about this next guest. She is going to share with us one of my current favorite books for kids because of the message that it has and the awareness that it brings. I'm excited to have Patty DeDurr with us. And she is she's the author of a book we'll talk about, but she also heads up Sensing Greatness. And it's one of my favorite websites. So I'm going to stop rambling on and just ask her to join me here. I'm so excited, Patty. Welcome back to the second Dysgraphia Awareness Day. You were literally one of my favorite interviews last year, and I'm so excited to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this and initiating this day. This is amazing to help kind of create more awareness about dysgraphia as well.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. But at the same time, I want to say right back to you, thank you for all the work that you've been doing, not only on your Facebook page, Sensing Greatness, but you just keep cranking out these books. Last year, you had This Kid Can Hyperfocus, and you were talking about the next one coming out, which was This Llama Can Write.
Yep.
And it came out pretty quick, and it pretty quickly became a big favorite for a lot of people. You've won some awards or gotten some stickers and things. Tell me what's been going on with your book.
Yep. So I have my first book, This Kid Can Hyperfocus, that features a main character with ADHD, and Kid is a goat. He's a young goat kid. So there you go. And then my next book, This Llama Can Write, is the same characters, but the llama is the main character, and the llama has dysgraphia. And Kid is still a central part of the story as well, and kind of works with the llama to figure out how to help him write. And the llama kind of goes on the journey with Kid.
That's so awesome. Number one, that you have a main character that has dysgraphia. First of all, that's very rare in the world of all literature, especially children's literature. And number two, you also talk a lot about technology in this book, which I think is a real purpose of writing this book, right?
It is, because a lot of people, when they think of dysgraphia, they're just thinking a lot of times, how can I do better with pen to paper? What can we do to improve that? And sometimes it's more about what technology can help to improve your writing than actual pen to paper.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things about the book, and which is actually right before this, I was running to go get my book, and I realized I have given it away, and it's not the first time, because for one really big reason, a lot of kids with dysgraphia who need that technology feel a difference and sometimes can be embarrassed by what peers think about the technology that they have to use. And this is such a great book, not only for people who have dysgraphia, but also other kids, to see that it's not wrong or bad or shaming to use technology. And frankly, some adults need that lesson too, that using technology is common, good, helpful, not cheating, necessary. And that's what this book does. So I'm constantly having to rebuy, or I should say getting to rebuy, but we have a special treat today. You are going to be reading your book, This Llama Can Write. So I don't want to hesitate anymore. And I'm so excited, everyone. We are with author Patty DeDurr, who is going to be reading for us her book, This Llama Can Write. And sadly, I can't read along and have my bucket list crossed off reading with an author together, you know. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Enough about me.
Okay,
Well, you read.
here we go. This
Oh,
llama can write. So
And
the
I'd like to
same
point
characters
out-
from the first book.
I'd like everyone to notice this is a well-made book. This isn't, you know, her in her back room sketching out things as a non-artist. This is a real awesome book that is giftable. So go ahead.
Yep. Professionally illustrated, formatted, edited, all that stuff. Then we got the little end cap pages, or end cap, not end cap, whatever. Okay. I have some fun news. And the last day of the year, let me see if you guys can see this better.
Oh, we can totally see it.
Okay. On the last day of the year, there's a tradition on the farm. Each animal writes a letter to thank their favorite farm helper.
Oh.
The buzz going through the farm is amazing. Everyone is talking about who they want to write letters to and why. My brain is always so busy thinking about new ideas that it can be hard to focus on just one thing. But today I have an important job.
That dog is so cute.
Yeah. It starts to get really quiet on the farm, and I look around and notice everyone is starting to write already. I hurry to my corner by my best friend, Kriya. And here's Kriya right here. I have a special paper that helps me get all my thoughts out of my head. It has special boxes to help me organize my ideas. Kriya is having a hard time, so I hand her a special sheet too. Kriya says it is still too hard.
Boy, if I hadn't fought through that moment so many times in situations.
Yeah, I give her some different pens to try. Some are funny looking, some are big, and some are small. Kriya just sighs and says they won't help. Writing is still too hard. We then warm up our hooves to get ready for writing. We blast off like a rocket ship, hop around like a frog, and bounce a ball. I'm not sure how else to help, but I think that is what's so great about my brain. It is a great problem solver. Oh, I have an idea. I grab a computer and tell Kriya to talk to it. I explain that the computer will type what she says. Cool, says Kriya. After a few minutes, I look over at Kriya. She looks upset. She says the computer keeps typing the wrong word when she is speaking. I tell Kriya it is okay. We will find a way for her to be a great writer.
That has been a problem.
Yeah, speech impediments. I had one as a child. Common.
Like,
I open a program that has some fill-in-the-blank sentences to help her brainstorm. It also helps to guess what words she could type. She is loving it and says this is so much easier. After a bit, Kriya calls me over. She is finished with her letter. I give her a big hug and we celebrate her hard work. Then she shows me the letter and it is to me.
I love that hug because, you know, kids who finally find a way to get their words on paper, like that feeling, that picture.
Yep. Kid, you are a good friend and my favorite helper on the farm. I think you make a good teacher. I never liked to write, but today you were patient with me and used your amazing brain to figure out a solution. I now feel so happy. I'm going to practice writing every day. Will you be my pen pal? Your friend, Kriya.
It's kind of I've read this book numerous times and that
Yep.
gets me every time.
Who is your helper?
Mm.
And then the last page is a little bit about dysgraphia.
I mean, Patty, I think the fact that you've been through it personally and you're in the world that you can put in such a beautiful, not complicated story that whether you're 3 or 93, you can get that you have dysgraphia. Writing is hard and you need that help. You need that help to get your words out. And how important that is and what that means to people, not just the person who's writing, but also the person who's receiving that work. So, wow.
Well, that's quite the compliment. Thank you so much.
Well, a compliment is well deserved. Now, if people want to get this book, I always get mine on Amazon because they already have my address and it's so much easier. But where can they get this book? Where would you like people to get it?
Yeah, Amazon's a great way for people to get it easily. They could also order it directly from my website, sensinggreatness.com. And if they do, I also send stickers with them and I am able to sign it as well. So yeah, whatever their preference. And they can get it online from other places too, like Walmart and Barnes and Noble and things like that as well.
Okay, I am making a note here. I'm going to be purchasing my next one from you because I want those stickers and the signature.
And you can always ask your local library to carry it as well.
Well, I think that's an excellent thing. I'm going to put a note up above or below in the comments as soon as we are done here about a reminder where you can get it. I'll put your address and, you know, also you can also get it on Amazon, and a reminder for libraries to check with your local library and see if you can do that. What a great way to spread awareness. Now, I'm sitting here thinking how much I would love for coordinators at school for special services for kids to have a copy of this book and perhaps have this book in their library. And so I would love to give away 10 copies.
Wow.
To the next 10 people who send me a message. You can go to the website page, however you can get it, or you can email me. I'll put the email address below. The first 10 people who can give me the name and address of their school with the special services coordinator or someone there who could receive that book for their school, I'm going to send 10 copies out because I really, really love this book. And I love what it does for everyone from every side of the page of dysgraphia that reads it. Whether you don't have dysgraphia and you don't understand accommodations, whether you're the person working with the person who has dysgraphia or you are the one who has dysgraphia, such an uplifting and educational book. And I just thank you so much. Keep going, Patty DeDurr.
Thank you.
I'm just thrilled. Now, I often, we talked with Dr. Jennifer King earlier today, and she's one of my most recommended websites at dysgraphia.life for information. You are just like, I don't know, neck and neck or number 2 or right there because you have something as someone who has dysgraphia and has worked through all this. You are so good at telling people how they can get help with accommodations for whether they're writing at home or for teachers at school. And you have put that on your website, just list by grade. So if you have the opportunity, of course, I'll put all this information too in the comments and things. Go there and look at these accommodation lists that she has put listed by grade and just all these great slides. You can go there and type in accommodations on Sensing Greatness, the Facebook page, go to your website as well. You know what? One of my new favorite apps or technology helps for people with dysgraphia is one that you put me onto, which is Audio Pen.
Yeah, love it.
But tell me your experience with that.
It's a great way to just, especially with people who have dysgraphia or ADHD and our thoughts are just kind of all over the place sometimes. And it's a great way for you just to talk, and it will record you as you're talking, and then it will put it into a more of a concise manner. So if you're trying to get notes together for a presentation or notes for school, and you're just sitting there jabbering away, because sometimes people tend to do that, and it will help put it in a more easier format. It's amazing. I love it. And the person who developed it is so good about like listening to recommendations and making them happen. It's amazing.
Well, I have a little secret. Guess what? In our next segment coming up, I actually contacted him. He's going to be joining us for our technology session. But Patty, you are so good at technology helps or accommodations, I should say, in the classroom. We're going to talk to him about audio pen. Would you stick around and hang out with me for the next hour? Can we hop back on again? And will you talk a little bit about some of the things that teachers and educators and even parents can do or use, some of the helps that they can do to help accommodate writing in the classroom or at home or just kind of in real life? Can you stick around?
Yes. Yep, of course.
Yeah. So I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad for the work that you're doing in children's literature alongside of all your other advocacy work for dysgraphia and other things like ADHD. And I'll see you in just a little bit here, but I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for reading. Everyone check out her book and send me those requests. I can't wait to send them out to some schools.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I guess we'll see you in a little bit. Sound good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. See you in a minute, Patty. Bye.
Bye.
Yay, yay, yay. I just love Patty. And you should love her too, not just only for her great book, but get over to Sensing Greatness, especially the Facebook page. I love it, love it, love it. And it gives so much inspiration and support. And I'm glad she's coming back next hour for our segment on dysgraphia technology, which is always difficult for me. And so I'm always learning something new. So don't forget to share all that you can here from today for a chance to win that sweatshirt. Also tag some friends in the comments so that you have a chance to win one of our bags. And thank you again. Just so grateful to have you here, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Dysgraphia awareness can be difficult, but together I know we can make a difference. So I will see you in our next segment in just a short bit. Bye. Oh yes, we don't want to forget our Graphia Awards, where we honor the contribution in spreading dysgraphia awareness and for kindness in bringing success to others. All right, our first one here is Miss Michelle Musquiz was nominated by a mom who said while her daughter was at Kendall Elementary School in Texas that this dyslexia specialist made sure that every single teacher followed her daughter's 504 plan. Great job, Miss Musquiz. And a really special nomination and award goes to Syrian Plancer Murphy, who's now a 20-year-old college student who single-handedly, through his daily advocacy, changed a district's policy to include working proper tech accommodations for all students, and now the district has working math and science tech that properly uploads for all students and is offered in IEPs. Way to go, Syrian.